Welcome to OWAD Today. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. Let's continue unpacking lookalikes. And the past 2 days, we've been talking about a box with one horizontal line, the sun, two horizontal lines, the eye. And now we have one horizontal line plus one vertical line. What is that? Just by the look of it, can you imagine what on earth could it be? It literally is on earth. It's the farm, tián, and farm fields. It's commonly seen, especially Chinese, is so earthbound or agrarian society based language. And we have without the cross in the middle. That could be a landmass governed by one ruler. With this cross simply means this bigger landmass was cut or allotted into smaller pieces. That's going to be run by different households. And then each of households are going to become a productive unit of crops and also a tax-paying unit. And as far as I know, a little bit of history back then, that the ruler of the whole big piece of land are going to tax people as a percentage of their crops production, as well as drafting people to fight for the ruler. So that was ancient times' way of the ruler and the land and the people on it. So this crossing, this quadranting of the land simply signifying the farmlands. We have traditional and 2,000 years ago version look structurally the same, except that you can see it's getting more and more boxy. Basically, these two simplified traditional, they're digitized version, and things already got rectangularized. So we lose the sense of curves from the previous rendering, and it's understandable. Earlier, we don't have to print or far from like a digitized things, right? So things got more artistic rendering back then, but it's harder to draw like that. So eventually, I'm not surprised, things got boxier. Now, a few expressions of tián used in our everyday language. And these are kind of a poetic languages. We have, well, I didn't mean languages, poetic expressions. Okay, these are what my favorites. 田园牧歌, 田 farmland, right? 园 mostly is fruit yard, so it's like orchid or orchard. Okay, 牧 is herding, so it's livestock farming, so to speak. And 歌 means song, singing. And 牧歌 often pair together because I guess cowboys, they are the ones who most likely to sing because they roam a bigger piece of land versus more land-bound farmers or fruit growers. These two are tied to the land. So here, 田园牧歌 is a Chinese set expression to give you the sense of almost like a 3 picture frames. Like this is literally the farmland cut up, right? And then we have a yuan. This is a simplified version, but in our mind, when we see this is kind of like a fenced up space as well, right? And 牧歌, we have the cow literally there, and we have almost like a whipping at the cow to show you the herding. So all these are pictures in front of us as a contemporary. The 田园牧歌 is more a contemporary expression. Somebody coined it and it got popularized as a contemporary imagination of our nostalgic way to show what we lost to the past, because very few of us still live off the land. We don't have access to farming or fruit growing or livestock herding anymore, and it only exists in our imagination, and somebody have to romanticize that by adding the song after the herding. So 田园牧歌 become our Chinese way to give you this detailed framework, almost like movie playing 3 quick cuts together to show you the concept of idyllic. So this 田园牧歌, if we translate, it will be idyllic in Chinese. 沧海桑田. Okay, if you see the 3 dots, that means it's water. 沧海 simply describing the type of sea that comes in deep, dark blue color or black. The color of the sea signifies the water body of the sea, the volume, the depth of the sea. So when we say 沧海, it simply means the deepest sea color we see. So from a Chinese perspective, that must be the Pacific Ocean that we're talking about. All right, 桑田, mulberry. So mulberry was the food source for silkworms. And for a long time, Chinese silkworm farmers held monopoly over silk production, right? So mulberry tree, important economic crops in China, and farm field to that. So here, what do you mean connecting this deep color sea with mulberry tree farms? Well, these 2 seemingly non-connective things put together to create this dramatic, almost like another movie scenic view with the transition of time. The full expression of that is 沧海变桑田. We skipped the 变 part, just connecting the 2 imageries, and one becomes another, given time. So this shows the change of a landscape over a long time. It's way beyond our lifespan of humans. So here we're talking about the ocean, how the deep color sea or ocean may over time change into mulberry tree farms. And oftentimes we use that in nostalgic writing and also a little bit exaggeration, because may or may not happen that a sea, bottom of the sea, rise up and eventually becomes a mulberry tree farm. May or may not happen. I don't know anywhere geographically it happened, but it's our poetic way to show you 2 dramatic different landscapes, and they are connected by they actually are the same location. Just over time, this landscape changed so dramatically. Okay, 瓜田李下 is a moral lesson from Chinese that says this 瓜 melon farm and plum tree under. So Chinese put this location after the noun. So we don't say under plum tree, we say plum tree under. And also we don't use plum tree, we skip the tree part, we just say plum under. So melon farm, plum under. 瓜田李下 give you the sense of don't move, as if you were a thief to be in that melon farm or under the plum tree. Because if you kneel down to tie your shoes in a melon farm, the melon farmers may take you as a thief, even if you were not intending to. And 李下, the same. If you reach out, like do this, even if you may not try to snap a plum off their tree, you may be taken as such. So this gives you the lesson of, as anybody, we want to behave in such a way that there's no possibility to be mistaken as a thief. And the thief is just an example here. It could be any misconduct. So basically, 瓜田李下 is a lesson to tell everybody to behave yourself in public. Don't have any reason on you to be suspicious of any wrongdoing, like stealing from others. So here we go, tián, farm. Thank you for your time. See you another day.